All right, guys, I am back from London, England. Welcome now to episode 31 of the Attack the Rack podcast. Today, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my trip to London and talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs and a little bit about the NFL draft and a couple other things along with the NFL. All right, Producer Dale, roll the intro. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Attack the Rack podcast. I am your host, Kurt Van Hecken, and you are tuning in to the number one rated podcast on the planet based on the people that rated it number one. The Attack the Rack podcast is brought to you by Get to 2 Media. Hey guys, you ever have it where you've got a bunch of stuff, but you don't have enough hands to carry it? Well, I've got a product for you that I have been using for quite a while now. This product is sponsoring the program today, and that product is a bag. If you've got too much stuff to carry, not enough hands to carry it with, put it in a bag. All right, so as I was saying, I recently got back from London, England. I was there for 10 days. What an amazing trip that was. Very relaxing. Great opportunity to recharge my batteries and just see an incredible city. Totally different than here in West Michigan. Definitely comparable to New York City. Population-wise, they're about the same. I think London actually is a little bit higher population than the city of New York, but very, very similar. London does have quite a lot older buildings, though. That was one thing I thought was really cool about the city of London is they have a nice mixture of like really nice modern skyscrapers, and then yet you still have all the super, super old buildings as well. A lot of really great architecture. So I was there for 10 days. One of the first things I had to check out was Wembley Stadium. When I think of sports in London, that's definitely something that pops up in my head. Wembley Stadium, a lot of tradition there. I think it's the largest soccer stadium in London. Also hosts some NFL games. Jacksonville Jaguars have played there when they go over to London. Also, they have boxing matches there. They have concerts there. And they also have rugby there, which is a pretty popular sport over there. Certainly, though, most known for soccer. They're the England national soccer team. Has their games there. I think it seats 90,000 people. So it's a huge stadium. I was blown away. So it actually was rebuilt. So the original Wembley Stadium that you might think of when you think of the Live Aid concert from 1985, that was one of two sites for the Live Aid concert. That Wembley Stadium is no longer. They tore that down in 2003, and then in 2007 rebuilt this new amazing stadium. It was really cool. The tube, as they call it there, the underground train, subway, whatever you want to call it, actually has a stop. You get off it, and you are looking right at Wembley Stadium. A really nice walk up to the stadium. So that was really, really cool for me, being a big sports fan. Another thing that we did while we were there is a really cool boat ride down the River Thames, which you then see Parliament, you see Old Ben, which is now called the Queen Elizabeth Tower. You see a handful of famous bridges, such as London Bridge, Tower Bridge, which is incredible. So just a lot of really cool sightseeing down the River Thames. You see the London Eye, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. It's just you're not supposed to call it a Ferris wheel, but that's kind of what it appears to be. But it's huge. So that was really cool to see as well. And then we just did a lot of walking around and just checking out the architecture, the buildings, and just massive amounts of people everywhere. Such a bustling city. I feel like everyone is in a hurry to get where they're going, but yet there's still kind of a laid back mentality over there, which I thought was really refreshing. Um, we went to Oxford Circus and we went to Piccadilly, which are, to me, they reminded me a lot. Both of them, both just different areas of London that reminded me a lot of Times Square in New York City. So again, I think there's a lot of things to compare when you're looking at London versus New York. Just massive amounts of people, always on the go, and then just some huge skyscrapers everywhere. But it's just you got the different boroughs, same as in London. So very comparable to New York City. If you're thinking of going to London, if you like New York City, you're gonna absolutely love London. We had two really smooth flights there and back. Heathrow Airport in London, absolutely amazing, super clean, super efficient. We're definitely up on the technology there, which makes things a lot easier when you're going through customs and things like that. Not so much at O'Hare, which is where we flew out of O'Hare Airport. If you want to know and check out more of my trip to London, just hop on the Attack the Reg YouTube channel. I've got a handful of shorts showing different things of the city, and I got more to come as well. So, just tons of footage, tons of really cool pictures, great memories made in my time in London. Definitely looking forward to going back. While I was gone, it was a little bit difficult to kind of keep tabs on the sports world here in America. The 5-hour time zone, the NBA playoff games were 2, 3 in the morning in London, and I was just busy. My mind was on other things other than sports, just enjoying a nice vacation. But one thing it sounds like did happen is Lamar Jackson signed a 5-year, $260 million contract with the Baltimore Ravens, so he ends up not leaving Baltimore. Ended up working out pretty nice for him, not having an agent. $260 million, highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So on his end, that looks like it worked out pretty well. If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, I personally would not be too happy with that. I don't think he's worth $260 million. He's only played half the games the last 2 years. The Ravens fired offensive coordinator Greg Roman, who designed this offense, this Baltimore Raven offense, for Lamar Jackson to be successful. With him gone, are they bringing in a new offense? I have no idea, but you had something that worked. Why you deviate from that is beyond me. But again, I look at how much money he's getting paid now, and he's not going to win him a Super Bowl on his own. He needs help, and if you're spending $260 million on your quarterback, where's the money going to come to build the team around him? So if you're a Ravens fan, I would say look forward to another 9-8, 10-7 type season, and if you do make the playoffs, an early exit. Also in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers traded to the New York Jets. What a great deal for the Jets. I think they got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, even at his age. I could see him having a career year one in New York. I would not be surprised if he doesn't throw for, I wouldn't be surprised if he does throw for 4,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and can take the Jets game or two into the playoffs. So great deal for the New York Jets. Great deal for Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, his time in Green Bay had come to an end, and I think everything worked out there for both sides. Also, NFL Draft, that was got going Thursday night as I was traveling home from O'Hare Airport back to West Michigan. So I was kind of keeping tabs on it. Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama, first pick in the draft by the Carolina Panthers. They got that pick in a trade from the Chicago Bears, in which the Bears got some picks and DJ Moore. I've talked to some Bears fans. They are excited about that. Uh, and then, how about Mr. Irrelevant? That's always a fun thing with the NFL draft. Last pick in the NFL draft by the Los Angeles Rams, making, let me look at his name again here, seconds. Yeah, so defensive end Deshaun Johnson out of Toledo is your Mr. Irrelevant. A total of 14 quarterbacks were picked in the draft this year. That is a record. By position, the most picks were cornerbacks, with 36 of them drafted. Lions fans, I'm a Lions fan. I know a lot of you are Lions fans. I don't know what to think. There are definitely some surprises in what they did. But if you look at, I think they got some really good players. Are they the players that they needed, to fill in the holes in their roster? I don't know that. I would love to have some comments in the feed here about your thoughts on the Lions draft and whatever team you root for. Love to hear your thoughts on how you think your team did in the 2023 NFL draft.
All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more of the Attack the Rack podcast. And welcome back to the Attack the Rack podcast. Real Estate Ryan has been in real estate for over 20 years and can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey in learning about real estate, and he can do the same for you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn more about real estate in general. Ring Realtor Ryan.
And then moving on to the NBA, obviously the playoffs got underway while I was in London. One of the top stories, probably the number one seed, Milwaukee Bucks, defending NBA champions, losing to the 8th seed Miami Heat. Not a good look for Giannis and the Bucks. And I gotta say, Giannis was in the headlines for his take on. The reporter asked him, "Was the season a failure because you didn't win the championship?" Of course, it's a failure. If you don't win the championship, it's a failure. Here, why don't you take a listen to this exchange between a reporter and Giannis after his number one seed Milwaukee Bucks were eliminated from the playoffs by the 8th seed Miami Heat. Here, have a listen.
Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide a house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure? That's what you're telling me? No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, exactly. So why are you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports.
All right, so first of all, his comparing losing an athletic contest to a reporter and his climbing up a job ladder, to me, is not comparable at all. I think that's a horrible take that he made. There in whatever profession you're in, if you're not playing a sport, you don't have a winner and a loser. If you lose, you fail. Okay? In a job outside of sports, unless you set a goal, right? If you set a goal, hey, in 2 years down the road, I want to be the CEO of my company. If that's the goal you set, in 2 years down the road, you're not the CEO of the company, that means you failed. You did not reach your goal. In today's society, Things aren't all about winning. You've got your participation trophies in sports. You've got no keeping score in some youth sports. I think that's all ridiculous, completely against that. And then today, again, in today's society, this take that Giannis has of not failing after losing, that's now celebrated. And I think that's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, is Giannis a failure as a human being? Of course not. He's a great player. In fact, he's one of my favorite players. I love watching him play. One of the very few NBA players I enjoy watching play. Um, so as a human being, is he a failure? A failure? No. Did his team fail because they didn't win the championship? Absolutely, 100% horrible take by Giannis in this. And the other thing is that stands out to me too is like the fact that I actually have to say, even have to bring up the fact that Giannis is not a failure as a human being. The fact that we have to say that is just another reflection of how soft our society is today. You can't just say, "Hey, I don't agree with Giannis. You failed. Your team lost." But then I have to back that up by saying, "But Giannis is not a failure as a human being." Shouldn't even have to say that. Like, goes without saying, but today that's just how things work. In today's society, two things can't be true at once for some reason. It can't be true that the Bucks failed because they didn't win, and it's also true that Giannis is still not a failure as a human being, still a great person and a great player. You can't have that type of take in this day and age. It's got to be all in one box or in the other box. So anyway, I'm getting on a rant now. But anyway, yes, the Bucks failed, hands down, number one seed, best team in the NBA, favorite to win the championship in my opinion, and they failed. They didn't win. And that goes for every team that doesn't win the championship this year. I don't care if you're the worst team in the league like the Detroit Pistons. You didn't win, you failed. And then he brings up Michael Jordan. Did Michael Jordan fail the 9 times that he didn't win the championship? Yes, he did. He failed. And I guarantee you the first person to admit that he failed in those 9 seasons would be the man himself, Michael Jordan. All right, and then another hot topic in the NBA playoffs, the Los Angeles Lakers, they upset the Memphis Grizzlies to advance. Not really a surprise there. I mean, as much as I can't stand LeBron James, he's still, in my opinion, the number one player in the NBA. I think he is the best all-around player in the NBA, and there should be no surprise that come playoff time, he really is going to turn it on. And I think the Lakers are a favorite simply because of LeBron James. But end of Game 6, 14.1 seconds left on the clock. LeBron James leaves the bench and leaves the court, leaving his teammates behind, not shaking the hand of his opponent, which, that's just poor sportsmanship, but that's LeBron James. What do you expect? And then, again, leaving his teammates, walking off the court all by himself. That's just classic LeBron James. Look at me, super entitled, super privileged guy. Probably one of the most entitled and privileged human beings we have in America, and just complete selfishness on his part, walking off the court like that, completely disrespecting his teammates, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the game of basketball. And I know there's a lot of tension with the Grizzlies and the Lakers, but you know what? Be the bigger person, setting an example for the youth of America, would you, LeBron? And this has happened before, right? The Celtics did that to the Detroit Pistons once the Pistons finally eliminated them from the playoffs. But it wasn't like one guy just leaving. A handful of the Celtics players walked off with a few seconds left in the game. I'm not saying that's right, but I'm saying you can't compare the two, because my biggest beef with what LeBron did is that he did it by himself, solo, alone. Everyone look at me. And even there's that clip of when the Celtics did to the Pistons, McCall still goes up to Isaiah Thomas, gives him a dab, and says congratulations. And then the Pistons, they did it to the Bulls. Again, I'm not saying that's right what they did, but it wasn't just one guy. There was a handful of them leaving together. So completely different. So the situations here with LeBron versus when the Celtics did it to the Pistons, and then the Pistons then did it to the Bulls, completely different. So, but anyway, all right, guys, quick podcast today. I just wanted to get back on track. Wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my trip to London. I don't have a guest this week. Hopefully you'll get a guest again next week. I do have a lot of great guests lined up, just not sure where I'm going to plug them in. But yeah, short one today. Just wanted to, again, let you guys know about my trip to London, England. Again, if you're looking for more on that trip, check out the YouTube channel, Attack the Rack YouTube channel. I've got lots of great footage on there in the shorts. And then I also wanted to, just touch on a couple of the hot topics in sports here. So thanks for tuning in. This is episode 31, and we will see you on the next one.
Please subscribe to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you are updated every time we post. Also, please like, comment, and share.